says a lot about a game when a whole genre is named after it. When it comes to Metroid and Castlevania, that reputation was more than deserved. Many games have followed in their footsteps. That's why we're bringing you the top 10 Metroidvania games of 2017. Number 1. Axial Verge. Okay, I know this game was only released this year, but it's such a great game anyway. It has a nice retro art style and it's a passion project for the Metroidvania genre. Number 2. Steamworld Dig 2. For those of you not familiar with the first Steamworld, it is a game about mining and exploration with a steam-driven robot named Rusty as the protagonist. The sequel follows the same premise, only now we play with Dorothy, another steam-powered robot and friend of Rusty, who is looking for him since he disappeared at the end of the first game. There's a heavier emphasis on platforming and combat than the first, which has made the game more fun without losing any of the exploration or mining. Number 3. Sundered. There's disturbing, there's hardcore, and then there's this game. The main character, Esha, is exploring some ruins covered in sand when suddenly she is pulled down into the underworld by a mysterious force and must try to escape. Its Lovecraftian inspiration is beautiful and unsettling at the same time. It's reflected in the bizarre landscapes and the horrifying-looking enemies. Its procedurally generated levels and enemy hordes vary a lot in quality and difficulty, which is the main criticism of the game. In any case, its art style, bosses, and frenetic gameplay are worth the try. Number 4. Dead Cell. Although this game is in early access, we still recommend checking it out. The player controls a massive cells that occupy and control the body of a deceased prisoner at the start of each game. They use it to explore dungeons and fight creatures inside a beautiful pixelated landscape. Each level is procedurally generated by merging pre-designed sections in random configurations. This includes random placement of enemies and items. The game takes a lot of inspiration from Dark Souls, both in terms of difficulty and price of death. Number 5. Hollow Knight. Another jewel from Kickstarter. The game follows the titular character, the Knight, who's on a quest to discover the secret of the abandoned insect kingdom of Hollow Nest. Its hand-drawn environments and characters are beautiful to look at, making you feel like an insect exploring a tiny kingdom. This one also takes inspiration from Dark Souls in terms of gameplay, only this time the souls you collect from enemies is to restore health or activate special abilities. Number 6. Rain World. The basic story is the player controls a part slug, part cat creature trying to survive in a hostile, post-apocalyptic world while it searches for its family. The developers said they want to make the players feel like a rat trying to survive in a hostile world, and boy have they delivered. For starters, there are no clues as how you can survive. Oh, and there's the part that the torrential rain will kill you if you don't hurry and find a safe place to hibernate. The creature uses the surrounding debris for various things like escaping randomized enemies or foraging for food. Number 7. Blaster Master Zero. The game is a remake of Sunsoft's Blaster Master for the Nintendo Entertainment System. The game's plot centers around Jason Ferdinand, who descends into the subterranean world to rescue a frog creature named Fred. The player controls Jason, who's driving a tank vehicle called Sophia, while exploring large environments and fighting various mutant enemies. He can exit Sophia to explore special places where the tank cannot fit. This new version has better graphics, sound, and various tweaks and new features. However, the game has been criticized for its low difficulty and scarcity of changes from the original. Number 8. Wonderboy, The Dragon's Trap. Wonderboy The Dragon's Trap is a remake of the original Wonderboy 3, The Dragon's Trap. The player controls an adventurer who, after defeating the boss from the last game, is cursed and turned into a lizard man. The player must journey across the world defeating all the dragons in the land to return to human form. New animal forms and abilities are gained as the game progresses. The gameplay is the same with some tweaks like instant weapon change, additional difficulty settings, option to play as a female character, and a couple more. The main change is the new hand-drawn graphics and musical rearrangement. Number 9. Necro Speakers. This game looks deceivably simple, but its minimalistic style hides a surprisingly entertaining experience. The basic story is that you are Agent Terry Cooper trying to escape from the afterlife. What about gameplay? Well, you only play with 2 buttons to go left and right. Yeah, you heard correctly. How can the game be so deep with only that? The answer is the clever level design. But our recommendation is for you to try and find out for yourself. You won't regret it. Number 10. Metroid Samus Returns. You didn't think we'd finish this list without including this, right? The game is a reboot of the 1991 Game Boy game Metroid 2 Return of Samus. Players control Samus Aran, who is sent by the Galactic Federation to exterminate the parasitic Metroids on the home planet of SR-388. The gameplay has been improved with new controls, visuals, a melee counterattack, the ability to fire freely at any angle, and a selection of abilities. The game captures the classic experience of the original while improving on what made it so great. Did the games you love make it on this list? Please let us know down in the comments below, and remember to subscribe to Game Domain. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.